Sanders had a lackluster showing Saturday against the Rams. The numbers: 3 of 6, 14 yards, sacked 5 times, had 1 first down in his 5 series, pulled with 2 minutes and change left in the game in favor of Tyler Huntley. That decision had some people questioning his head coach, Kevin Stefanski. Listen to this.
Can you address this sort of persistent narrative that you're trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders, especially after yesterday and not putting him in for the 2-minute?
Yeah, obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
Okay, so just to put this piece of it to bed, all of us sitting at this table think the notion that they're sabotaging him is ridiculous and not worthy of following up on. In fact, RC, I thought you described it very well in our meeting this morning, what it is they are and aren't doing.
Yeah, what it is that they're doing is they're treating Shedeur Sanders like a 5th-round pick. Right? We're not covering every 5th-round pick in the NFL hoping that he gets an opportunity to be the starter on day 1. We felt like, oh my goodness, they got a diamond in the rough. Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round. They felt like they evaluated him there, and that's where they picked him. And they're playing the guy that they picked in the 3rd round over him because they evaluate him at a higher level than what they do Shedeur Sanders. And I get it. We were all frustrated. We all thought that the analytics, that the way we viewed the film said that Shedeur Sanders was a late 1st round, early 2nd round pick. But that is not the nature of the position that he's in. There's a lot of players who feel like they should have been picked at a certain spot, should have been viewed in a certain way. But when you get on these teams, it's about developing the team, not doing what's individually best for a certain player. And that's what Kevin Stefanski has to do. And I get it. We want to say all the reasons why what's happening to him isn't right. But maybe we aren't right on the way that not only the entire NFL viewed him, but now the Cleveland Browns view him as well.
No, I think that's a reasonable amount to be said on that, right? The idea that a team drafted a player and is now sabotaging his development, candidly, is too ridiculous on its face to even pursue. Having said that, what does the tape show, Dan? What did we actually see?
That the bad habits and some of the traits that we saw show up in college were very prevalent this past weekend against the Rams. Holding onto the football, catching the snap and not reading the defense, kind of evaluating what the defensive line is doing, and then trying to see if you can go make a play, and that's the concern. Okay, it's 1st and 10. They want a play-action double move at the bottom of the screen. The route doesn't win, and then the protection breaks down a little bit. You're taught as a young quarterback, protection breaks down, find the closest check down. It's right there, it's 1st and 10. He gets to like the 4th part of the progression backside that's not really part of it. Get the ball out of your hands. 2nd and 9. This is a spot concept up top. Flat, spot route, and a corner. It goes 1, 2 to 3. That defender tells you what to do with the football. If he goes out, you throw it inside. If he goes in, you throw it outside. He goes out. That ball should go inside right now, and then it's 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3. But he just predetermines the throw. Motion man is the guy who's going to get the football. This is playing fast. He's going to be wide open in the NFL. Ball has to come out right now with anticipation. Shedeur moves slowly, kind of trying to see what's going on, and then that creates that sack fumble. So a lot of the stuff that we just saw in college is a big deal. This ball gets snapped at the 48-yard line. Defense has won the rep. Play is dead. Throw the ball away.
Yep.
It's 1st down. But instead we run, and it's a 2.5, 3-yard loss. So instead of being 2nd and 10, we're 2nd and 13. We're dead. Again, here's the opportunity to throw the juke route. Hold, scramble. So some of those things that I was and others were concerned about on the college tape showed itself again. This is not the end of the world, though. This is part of his development in becoming a potential starting quarterback.
Greeny, that's exactly right. Like, if you said it was an A- against the Panthers, that was probably a C-. I agree with what Dan saw as well. But that's a rookie quarterback development. And look, likely he's not going to be the backup. But what I would be saying to Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel is, guess what? This is in pencil. So every week matters, every practice matters, every quiz matters, and a lot of those things can and should get cleaned up.
Let me say, yes, I agree with that. But if we're just taking the preseason games and the tape that we have, The body of work between Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders on tape isn't close. Dillon Gabriel plays at NFL speed, and right now, with the body of work that we have seen, Shedeur isn't there.
I agree with that, but I would also say it's August 25th, and we're going to develop you and try to get you better because, to RC's point, we saw a lot of great things at Colorado. His tempo has to get dramatically better, but I have seen rookie quarterbacks improve their tempo, and that's...
Mike T, look at that stat from Hembo. His average time to throw was 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really bad, right? That's a ridiculous.
Honestly, but the thing is this, right? Both of these players have played a tremendous amount of football.
Right.
And I remember last year when Bo Nix came out of Oregon, we talked about all the easy throws Oregon creates.
Right.
The level of the skill players that are around him. And then we watched Bo Nix acclimate to the NFL game extremely quickly. I see a lot of those same traits in Dillon Gabriel. He gets the football out of his hands. He takes the throw that's available to him. He plays on time. And part of whether or not you get an opportunity to get on the field is the people that you're competing against. And I don't mean this in any disrespectful way to Shedeur, because I'm not only a fan, it's somebody I want to see succeed. He doesn't play this year unless everybody gets hurt. If all of these players don't get hurt, I expect that they all get an opportunity to start a game before Shedeur Sanders.
Let me get Schefter in here. So what should we now expect? The preseason is now over. How do you see the quarterback room looking in Cleveland?
I think you're going to see Joe Flacco start, as they said. Kenny Pickett has not been fully healthy. They're still bringing him back. It would seem to me, based on that Dillon Gabriel very well might be the number 2 quarterback for the Browns' opening game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And again, all this talk about Shedeur, we might not see any more tape of Shedeur until late in the season, if we see any more at all. The next tape we might get on him might be in training camp 2026.
And remember this, too. All the people talking about the sabotage because of the offensive line he played with. He played with the offensive line that is set on the same tier of the depth chart that he is.
Correct.
Because he was a 5th-round pick.
Correct. The part of the reason for the disconnect is that we view him a certain way, and what has been demonstrated is that, for the most part, all 32 NFL teams
carry 4 quarterbacks heading into the season. That, of course, includes Shedeur Sanders. He struggled a bit on Saturday. A lot of talk about how the Browns handled Sanders on Saturday, which led to this pointed question to Coach Kevin Stefanski.
Can you address this sort of persistent narrative that you're trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders, especially after yesterday and not putting him in for the 2-minute?
Yeah, obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
Well, whoever it is, they got to play their best ball at the start of the season, because we showed a graphic earlier. The Browns, their first 6 opponents, 5 of them went to the playoffs. The only one that didn't, their week 1 opponent, who is the Cincinnati Bengals, as Mike Tannenbaum joins the program. Mike T, is it a mistake for Cleveland to carry 4 quarterbacks heading into the start of the season?
Yes, it is, Gary. Good morning. When we look at what happened last year, 18 teams kept 2 quarterbacks, 13 teams kept 3. Ironically, Cleveland kept 4 initially. And when you're in a rebuild mode the way Cleveland is, you're going to lose a good young player you want to develop if you keep 4 quarterbacks. So it would be highly unusual if they would do that.
All right. In that case, though, because it seems like that's what they're leaning towards with 10 days to go to the start of the season, which team should Cleveland be calling about a potential quarterback trade if that was in the cards?
Gary, 2 teams stand out. The Las Vegas Raiders, who unfortunately just lost Aiden O'Connell, who's the backup to Geno Smith, and the Dallas Cowboys. So much has been made about Micah Parsons, but Joe Milton has been up and down this preseason. Cooper Rush went to the Ravens, and Kenny Pickett is an ideal backup quarterback. Number 8, we're looking at him right now. He was hurt for most of the preseason, but he's a former first-round pick who's a veteran. So if I'm Las Vegas or if I'm Dallas, Kenny Pickett is a market upgrade in terms of he could come in and be your backup quarterback for the 25 season.
And then Cowboys fans can say, hey, look, we have a Super Bowl winning quarterback.